Episode 2, Lovers and Friends. If somebody wants to be your friend, what are the things that, like you look for, your non-negotiables? Do you almost treat it like a marriage where
Ooh,
you have lines that you don't cross? And, is there forgiveness? Is there space for forgiveness in friendships?
yes. I would say yes in
Mm-hmm.
terms of space for forgiveness and grace. Now, I will tell you,
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of trust issues. Um, so it
Mm-hmm.
takes me a really long
I
time
would
to establish
never guess that
friendships.
about you.
People
What? I would
that's
never guess that about you.
that's what
Yeah.
if deep friendships. Like it takes me, and the reason
Mm-hmm.
why people don't usually think that is because I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty transparent. But what people don't know about me is I'm very selective in what
Mm-hmm.
I'm transparent about. So people think that I'm being very transparent and very open, but there are certain things that I
Mm-hmm.
kind of reserve, like over here, to kind of, it's a
Absolutely.
protection mechanism, and it's
Mm-hmm.
a heart issue that I have that I'm seeking God's help
Mm-hmm.
around, and I've grown a lot. So one of the things
Mm-hmm.
that I'm challenged with, it's kind of a non-negotiable for me. I don't do messy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do messy, and I don't do childlike
Pettiness. Yeah.
behaviors.
Yeah.
Pettiness, messiness. For example, so I
Mm-hmm.
would say there's three things. I don't do pettiness, I don't do messiness, I don't do backhanded compliments.
Mm-hmm.
Like those kind of things that are just not
Mm-hmm.
uplifting type of
Mm-hmm.
behaviors, right? To those are signals of other things. Like I want,
Mm-hmm.
and I have friends, that
Mm-hmm.
will tell me the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You are one of those friends. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're going to keep it real with me. I need that. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not suggesting that, but you know how some
Yeah.
people, like,
In a
they
not a
say
productive
things
way.
and it's like, what do you really
Yeah.
mean by that? Right. That doesn't help me when I already
Mm-hmm.
have trust issues, right? So, but like in terms of messiness, like I don't do um I don't do like you come over here and we talking about
Right.
this that and the other, and then I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna stir some stuff over. Like I don't have the patience. I do not have the patience for that. And then the other part of that kind of pettiness part is like in terms of childlike behavior. If there's an issue, that if something happened and I offended you, and I don't know, like I really don't know, or if there was something that happened and there was a breakdown in communication, or that grace needs to be extended. What is probably one of my biggest pet peeves is when you don't have friends that are willing to bring that to your attention and have a conversation and talk through it, you know. Um, so I've had some situations where, with some homegirls where they like, they just, something happened and I'm not exactly sure what, and they disappear, right?
Right.
Ghost me. And I'm like, dang, what happened? What did I do something? And then that's, and so my patience for that kind of stuff, I'm like, okay, well now I know what now I know what kind, maybe I misunderstood what kind of friendship this was. Because if we're not in a place where we can talk through those kind of things, then maybe
Thought
we
we
weren't
were.
the kind of
Yeah.
friends that I thought we were. You know what I'm
When
saying?
people show you who they
Yeah.
are, believe them. Like, I absolutely live by
Yeah.
that. So I would say very similar. I mean, this is one of the things that we connected on and used to talk about when we first met, and actually were getting to know each other as colleagues before we became friends.
Hmm.
And I think we were building a friendship the whole time and just didn't even realize it. But like,
Hmm.
I really
Yeah.
struggled with having things that I could share at work. Because I'm like, first of all, this is work. Y'all are confused. This, what?
Right. Right.
We're not here for friends.
We
We
don't
are
do
here to
that
work,
here.
and I will see y'all when I get
Right.
back.
Right.
So, I was,
Right. Right.
culturally, that was a completely different dynamic for me. So I had to, really adjust my thinking into your point. And that's one of the things that you told me, like, well, come up with some safe stories, some things that you can share, some things that'll be okay. And I'm like, yeah, well, so I ain't got nothing. What you want me to tell you? I had a dog in the third grade. I'll tell you that. I don't care about that. Um, but that, to your point, it comes from a place of protection, because I
Mhm.
am so very just conscious of how I share my energy, how
Mhm.
I share things that I value, things that really are
Mhm.
important to me from that place of protection. But I have learned and really have tried to work on this as well, to your point, that um you have to have some things that are safe that you can share, but you have to also
Right.
be willing, I think is a part of faith in there too, that regardless of what you share with somebody or tell somebody, not saying you got to tell them everything, but within reason. If you're sharing something
Right.
about yourself or something that has happened or developed in your life within reason, and God has blessed you with it, whatever they try to do, think, or say is of no consequence. So I had to kind of evolve my thinking
Right.
around, like,
Yeah.
it don't matter what they think or say or
Hmm.
whatever, because God has already set you
Right.
on a course. This
Yeah.
is already your blessing. This is already an experience that you're going to
That's
have.
good.
So they're not taking anything from you either way. So that really helped free me
Right.
from the
Yeah.
responsibility of it. So
That's
that really,
oh,
really
love
helped me.
that. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I definitely think that something that people don't realize about me, you probably know this because we have the benefit of having worked together and being friends. I have not worked, I mean, you're probably one of the few people that are my friends that I've worked with,
Mhm.
that I am an
Yeah.
introvert. People don't know that about me.
Mhm.
That they all,
Mhm.
when I tell
Yep.
people that, they
Yep.
like, what? No, you're not. No, you're not. What do you mean? And I'm like, I absolutely am. Like, I have to warm up. It takes
Mhm.
energy for me to talk to a whole lot of
Yeah.
people that I don't know. Like, I have to have a whole thing
Yeah.
that I still go through to this day for me to
Mhm.
wake that energy up in me. But like this conversation right here, I can do it all day. A smaller group of people that I'm going down a
Yes.
list for, or it not even have to be a small group of people, but if I know everybody in the room, we ready to have a good time. You'll get the full presentation of who I
Right.
am.
Yeah.
So I would say I've learned to understand that about myself and just do what I have to do to
Mhm.
build relationships, with that in mind, and function
Mhm.
in larger spaces with that as well. So
Yes. 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 I did know that about you, right? That you derive your energy from like smaller or just that time, to
absolutely.
reload,
Absolutely.
and re-up. And mine's the opposite, right? I'm not a big
Mhm.
crowd person, and I don't get thrills out
Mhm.
of going to networking events or anything like
Mhm.
that. Like some people like that kind of stuff, but I don't mind
Mhm.
meeting new people and things of that nature. And I also think it's why I don't have a lot of deep
Mm.
relationships,
Mhm.
right? Like why it's just
Mhm.
more natural for me to have some
Mhm.
of that more surface. And then there's just a
Yeah.
select
Oh, that's
few
a
that I
great
have
point. I hadn't even
deeper
thought about that
relationships with.
correlation.
But
Mm.
people misunderstand. They never, yeah, but they don't think that because of how I
Wow.
present, how I might interact. And so they think, oh, yeah, Yvette knows a
Mhm.
lot of people. She's connected. But they
Right.
don't know me unless I've really let you into the space and
Absolutely.
spent the time
Absolutely.
to do that.
Very, very.
So I know we've been
Yes.
chatting about this for a little while. I really like this conversation, and I want to kind of, we probably need to be
Yes.
wrapping it up soon, but I did want to think too from a friendship perspective, and maybe we just make this two parts. Maybe we make this two parts. But from a friendship point of view, what are the things? So we talked about the non-negotiables. What are the things that you say, here's how I know, here's how I identify good friends, like people that, and it probably just happens over time, you build a relationship, but how do you know, like one of the things that you and Justin say a lot that I've began saying is like, oh, they're quality people. Like that's a quality, meaning that person's character is, there's some really good, and it doesn't
Right.
diminish or dismiss anybody else, but there's something that
Right.
you've connected to about that person and their character. So how do you know? What are some
I would
signs for you?
say you do what you say you're going to do. Like if we have
Mm,
some time that we have both selected that we're going to spend some time together, and we get down to the day and you telling me 5 minutes before, yeah, things happen. But things ain't going to happen every time. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So,
every
and you
time.
can
Come
kind of
on.
know
Yeah.
when somebody's blowing you off or when, it really truly was an
Mm-hmm.
emergency. So I would say,
Mm-hmm.
when you say you do, you do what you say you're gonna do. I would also say, your character, it just shines through. Like I can tell from the tone of the things that you're talking about. Like, are you talking about productive things? Are you talking about getting better? Are you talking about growing? Are you talking about things that are taking you in a direction that's upward? You know, I would
Mm-hmm.
say that's another thing. I would say also that it's mutually beneficial. Like, we all know the friend that's draining, and
Mm-hmm.
every time you talk to them, the sky's falling and the cat is dead and the dog got sick last week. Right. And then you
Not the
like,
dead cat.
well, girl, I just was wanting to say, right.
Didn't your
I
cat
just
die
was wondering
last
if you
week?
want to go get some wings. I mean, I know you might be having a. That's
Want
it.
to go to Wingstop?
So, some
That's
people that
it.
the
Oh,
sky's
that's
always
funny.
falling. I can't do that energy all the time. Like, yeah, every now and then, everybody have a little rough patch. I get it. But it can't always be Debbie Downer.
Right.
So I would say that's definitely a deterrent for me, as far as continuing with that friendship, because I try to be a pretty positive person and have some good radiations going on.
Mm-hmm. Just drain
Exactly.
the
So
life
those
out of
are the
you. I
things I
can't.
would say.
Yeah.
And then also,
Mm-mm.
they are not afraid of who you are. Because if we having a real conversation
Mm-hmm.
here, we all have energy, we all have talent, we all have ability, we all have things that God has given us that make us uniquely who we are. And they're not intimidated by what they could see in you, what they do see in you, what others see in
Mm-hmm.
you, and what they observe others to see in you. So to me, that's another indication of
Yeah.
someone that truly desires to be a friend, where they're like, girl, get it. I'm so proud of you. Well, let's win
Yes,
it
we
together.
went
Well,
in
tell me how
together.
you did it. Maybe I can learn something, or, and you're able to do the same for that
Yes.
person and let them know, like, I'm so proud of you. This is
Mm-hmm.
amazing. You deserve it. You are doing a great job. So again, that street goes
Yeah.
both ways. What about you? What are some things
Yes.
that help you
Yes.
identify, like, because you didn't know this little but see, you got to know me as, even though I was an introvert with other people, I probably was stalking your head off, because see, that's how I go.
No, no. Let me tell. So I'm gonna tell this
Oh, it's
story
probably
that's
gonna be
so funny to
hilarious.
me. So we have been, first of all, I was part of the interview
Yes.
panel when you
Yes.
came to the company. And so, and then we have been working, literally sitting by each other, like in the
Yes.
same role, in the same hour, working together
Yes.
pretty much every day. And we had to go somewhere to a meeting,
Right.
like it
In
was on
another
campus, but
building.
it was
Because we used to have
like
to do
not,
that a lot. Like, go to a meeting in another building. And I don't know why we didn't walk. We was like, we
yes.
get in the car.
And oh my Lord,
Right.
ridiculous, because we get in
It
the
was
car.
not.
And it wasn't cold outside.
It
No, it
was
was
not.
not. It was not cold. But I would talk your face off about Evie. Okay, because she was little. I was like, oh, well, she did this and she did, girl. probably was the most insignificant
Oh.
thing, but I thought it was rocket science. You know how it is when your kids are little. Oh, she doing that. She doing this and she doing that, and you would just listen and nod like, okay, she going. How
Oh.
long I gotta listen to this? I got in your car. I was sitting there. I looked down. I saw a barrette. I said, I was like, now this the same barrette that my child
Because they're the
has.
same age.
But I didn't know. I just so then I turned around and I said I gotta look back, but I'm trying not to look like I'm being nosy. And it was a car seat in the back, and I said, Ashley, do you have a daughter?
I do. And they're
I
a
didn't
month
even
apart.
know at the time.
Yeah.
They're a month apart. And oh my gosh. And that's how I knew, this I'm trying not to go too deep. But that's how I knew it was a privilege to have your friendship. Because I do mean that. I really do mean that, because I knew when we have become friends, when we could clown, call each other, pray together, cry together, all of those things, come over to your house and I'm looking crazy, you looking crazy, don't matter, have our kids spend time together, meet your family. Like I knew, like your mom and, like your family, not just Justin and your kids, but your family, and meeting your family that's also friends that you grew up with that are like family, and being in your circle. I knew that it was a privilege, because I think back on that day off that I'm like, Ashley did not know me, and I would just talk her face off about my child.
But
I wouldn't been able to hold it if
I was
like,
so
I got a daughter too, the same
fascinated by the
age.
things that you were saying. I was just like, well, I might catch me something.
Because you was
I
like,
might
this
catch
girl
me
is
something,
a nut.
because she seemed to know what's going on. Because I'm wondering what I'm gonna do with this baby tomorrow. Because, but no, that is a great perspective, and I really appreciate that. And the same thing for you, though. Again, getting to know you and just the grace that you do everything with, like, so graceful and absolutely everything. And I just adore your mom. She's just like the best, Miss Dee Dee. Oh my gosh, I just adore her.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Keep me rolling. Keep me rolling.
Girl,
but your mama's comedy too.
Girl,
They've been in the two of them together. Oh my Lord.
But with that though, I was so impressed by all the things that you had accomplished, all the things that you were able to do. And I just saw God blessing you. And as I got to know you deeper and deeper, in just your spiritual walk and just how you were able to just maintain that even at our age, just keeping your focus there and balancing all those things, like how you do ministry full time, work full time, be a wife, be a mom, is still beyond me. Like I don't know how
Girl, me too.
you do it, but God gives you the strength and the wisdom and the navigation to get through it. And that is absolutely a wonderful, impressive journey that I've just seen unfold and grow. And I've seen you grow in your ministry, and I've just seen you just grow in so many different places that I'm just so amazed by. And it's not that a growth from a place of like, oh, you started and you had to develop so much, but just getting bigger and bigger, and other people being exposed to who you truly are and what God has placed for you. And to me, that's exciting.
Oh, thank you.
I cannot wait to see where it goes, because I will be celebrating because you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. And you're genuine. You're genuine. Like the things that you're saying, the things that you do, how you interact, and really truly have a heart for what God wants you to do. That's a blessing.
Same to you guys. Same to you, and same to Justin, and your friendship has helped me grow tremendously. And I see the growth in y'all all the time. I would actually just tell people all the time, I'm like, I have this friend and her husband, and they're always like 5 steps ahead of us. And we're like, oh, look what they doing. They able to do
Grace and
that.
mercy.
Like, it's such an
With some spit and bubble
inspiration.
gum.
Yes.
Them
But
eyes
we're
like this.
hey. But it's so inspiring, and that's how you know you have a
Absolutely.
good friend, like someone that you
Exactly.
can admire, that you can say, you know, they emulate, first of all, Christ-like characteristics. They love the Lord, they demonstrate those
Mhm.
things, not perfection, you know, nobody's
That's a topic
perfect.
for another day. That
um
perfection demon.
but then
That's a demon.
okay, woo, that, yes. Ooh, I was
Let
just
it go.
telling Evie about
Let it
that the
go.
other day. Like, girl, because let it, it's not, it ain't gonna work. You're not. Just let it go. But like, you know, just the things that you guys are doing in your business, and I don't know how y'all do it all. I told my mom this too. I used to tell her, you know, how much you're watching you as a wife, how much it helped
Ooh,
me become a better
girl.
wife, and how, like, I'm ashamed to admit this, but how we would be at work and you'd be like, girl, what you doing for dinner today? I'd be like, girl, I don't know. Guess
Do
I
something.
probably should be the one. I mean, I probably should cook sometimes. And so I had to get my life together. But it challenged me, because then I said, I know she gonna
Let me
ask
have
me.
let me have
I'm gonna
one
be ready
answer.
this time. Right. I'm gonna be prepared. And then I could call you and we would talk about different
Yes.
meals, you know, and just
Absolutely.
all the things, right? And so, yes, I think that, to me,
Yes.
that answers the question, right? Those are the things that you when you can
Yeah.
celebrate your
Yeah.
sister, right? Your friend,
Yeah.
you can celebrate her,
Yeah.
you can pour into her. Um they
Yeah.
pour back into you when you can see the
Mhm.
God driven purpose
Absolutely.
that is there, right? And the potential, and
Mhm.
pour into that and speak life over that. When you have friends like that, those are
Absolutely.
quality
Absolutely. And I
people.
believe to a
Those are
point
quality
God sent,
people.
because I think God knew that we needed
Yes.
each other. I mean, and we
In
talk
the
about
trenches,
that a
come
lot.
on
Now that's a
somebody.
topic for another day also, but we talk about how like there were some times we wouldn't have made it. We wouldn't have
I
made it.
wouldn't have made it.
Wouldn't have made it.
Mm-mm.
So
We knew that we wouldn't
thank
have
you.
made it at the
Thank you.
time. And when I look back, I'm
Mm.
like, that was
Whew.
toxic. But that was a
Girl,
whole toxic situation. And
I'm telling you.
God
I'm
knew.
telling you.
God
Mhm.
knew. He knew. Like, all the times
Girl,
we
I'm
would be
telling you, had to
praying at
come
work.
in, praying, going in and coming out.
And come on.
I'm telling you. Oh,
I
excuse me.
might have took some oil
I'm
to
telling
the
you.
office a few times. I might
Well, I
have
hope
took
you
some
stop by
oil.
my
I
little
think I
area.
did.
Come see
And
about me, Jesus, because I need you every hour.
right,
Yes,
right. But this has been so
absolutely.
wonderful. I thank
Yes, for
God for
you as
you,
well, Yvette.
Ashley. And I know that's not what this was
Yes,
about,
it's a
but
blessing. It
you
truly is. And
know,
I'm so glad
we
that we're
have to,
creating this space. I hope
yeah.
people find it as beneficial as we do it, even if they don't, we still having a good time either way. So, hey.
Okay, because we're
Exactly.
gonna
But
do it
no,
regardless.
yes,
Get these
exactly.
nuggets
But
or
I
don't.
gotta believe it's something for everybody.
It's gonna happen.
Absolutely. All right.
Yes, too. And
Yes.
it's late your
You as
way, so
well.
you
And
get
next
some
time,
rest. And you know the second shift is
I'm
is
telling
is
you.
on and popping. So
Until next time. All
until
right.
next
Thanks.
time.
Have a good one. All right.
All
Bye.
right. Yep. You too. Bye.